Hi everybody, I'm Stefan for atouchplus.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this interesting camera interface, which, as you can see, is attached to the camera lens, and it loses focus with the camera as it's focusing and defocusing. So let's don't waste more time and start the tutorial. Drop the footage into a new comp. It's a full HD footage from my Canon 550D at 25 frames per second, and the first thing that we are going to do is to track the footage using Mocha for After Effects. And let's jump right into Mocha and see what we can do with the footage. As you can see, the example, we have the interface touched and a lens flare tracked to the white behind me. So I'm going to create a shape around the camera lens and track this, and it will take some time to track, so I'm going to pause the recording and get back when it's ready. The track is ready and we are back. As you can see, it's pretty solid track, and the best part of everything is that even that the picture goes out of focus, it tracks it perfectly. But bear in mind that you can't defocus, like you can defocus more than a certain amount of defocus, because then the track will fail. So take that in mind. And before we move on, I'm going to come back here and just export tracking data and use the transform data, copy to clipboard, open After Effects, create a new object, and let's rename it track, and just edit, paste. This way we are pasting the tracking data, and hit A to review the anchor point, disable the anchor point tracking data, and just reset it. And after that, come back to Mocha, and let's see, we can try to just delete the layer and create another shape right here, like so, to track the white for the lens flare and track forward. And again, I'm going to pause the video and come back later when the track is ready. The track is ready, and I already pasted it the same way in After Effects to save some time. So as you can see, we have a track for the lens and track for the flare right here. So let's move on. Let's take the ellipse tool and just let's choose a good point right here when we are focused on the lens, and just draw a circle like so, and move it a bit, and link this to the track right here. After that, I'm going to take the pen tool and create a straight line, and then I'm going to use the repeater modifier, and I've already created a couple of tutorials and quick tips explaining how to do that, so I'm not going to go in much detail about this part. Let's change the position like so, and just set the rotation to 1 maybe or 2, and set this to 180, and this way we get a full circle of lines, as you can see. So we can scale down this and attach it right here, probably scale it even more like so, and link it to the track as well, and it's attached, as you can see. And the next part is to take the icons, and let's see, we have icon for the aperture right here that we're going to link to the track again, and we have a couple more icons right here that we are going to link to the track as well. And as you can see, everything is attached to the track at this point. So I'm going to take the type tool and just type WB for white balance, and hit S to review the scale, and just flip it, because we are simulating a mirror effect, and as you can see, everything is flipped because of the mirror. And another thing that we need to type is f 1.8 1.8. This is the f-stop of my lens, and let's use Helvetica font, and just make it a bit bigger, and probably choose italic, and see, we need to flip this one as well, and probably increase the size of the type to 100%, link it again to the track, and let's see, let's create the rest of the camera settings, like the ISO settings as well, and flip this one, probably decrease the size a bit, and just duplicate it and type the shutter speed of the camera, as you can see here, and just duplicate it again and flip it, just for the sake of typing the text. And I'm not sure if I spell this right, because I'm pretty tired right now, but I think that that's not the point of the tutorial, if I can spell right some words or not. So let's just type 50 millimeters, and I'm using the Canon 50mm 1.8 lens, also known as Nifty 50 or something like that, I'm not sure. And let's take these layers and link them to the track, and as you can see, everything is tracked to the lens, and of course we need to put the 8 plus logo. So I'm going to take the logo, drop it right here, and just scale it down a bit more, like so, and just flip it and link it to the track as well, so everything is tracked. And now we need to select all the layers and including the track layer and pre-compose them, and let's go the comp interface and come to effect and use the autofocus plugin, which is a awesome plugin. I did a quick overview a while ago on this set of plugins and they're pretty useful. So let's make some room here and start animating the blur. First of all, let's set the opacity to 50% because we pretend that this is a transparent interface, and set the blur to 15%, create a keyframe, move to, or maybe set this to 10%, move to this point right here and set it to 15, and just set a keyframe here for 0 so everything is in focus, and then it defocuses a bit more, like 8% or so, and everything is tweaking the settings. You can see me watching the mirror, and then focus again, like so, and again defocus like so, focus again like 5% of blur, focus completely, and then just right at this point I'm starting to defocus up until now, which is 25%. It's pretty hard, it's pretty blurred. So this is the part when we are trying to match the focusing and defocusing of the camera lens. And now we need to create another layer, make comp size, make it black even, but the color doesn't matter, but I prefer to make it black, and let's call it OF for optical flares, and I'm going to apply optical flares and choose a preset, and let's see which preset is the best solution for this case. And I think that this one is pretty good. I'm going to use this one and open the flare track and just track the position to this position right here, change the blending mode to screen, and probably increase the scale to 200%. And as you can see, we have a lens flare which is tracked, and the only thing that we need to do is to copy the blur effect and paste it to the lens flare. And as you can see now, we have the lens flare comes in focus and defocuses, and basically it makes things more realistic. And finally we need to come to the interface and come to noise and grain, add grain, change the viewing mode to final output, set the intensity to 0.3 and the size to 0.150 to add a bit of grain, and just add a 1 pixel or 0.5 fast blur before the autofocus, just to soften a bit the elements because they are pretty perfect right now. And create another adjustment layer and just tint it a bit and add a curves effect to punch it a bit like so, and just come to color correction and add a color balance effect because the picture is pretty warm right now, and I prefer to add a bit of blue in the shadows, like, and even more maybe, and a bit of blue in the midtones as well to make the picture a bit cooler. Probably 5% in the highlights and 3% green, maybe a bit of red. And something like that. And pretty much that's everything about how to simulate this effect. I think it's a pretty interesting effect. I had this idea about a year ago when I got my 1.8 lens, and it's a pretty interesting effect. You can try to simulate it as well with another lens if you have a 1.4 or 1.2 lens, but don't forget to not defocus too much because the track will fail. And I guess that's it for the tutorial. Hope you like it, and it gave you a nice idea on how you can use Mocha to track tracks that other trackers can track, like the After Effects point tracker. So once again, I'm Stefan for atouchplus.com, and we'll see you next time.